Robert, if you could tell us, like, when it happened in Montreal, right?
This happened in Montreal. It was, I mean, I can't be more specific than to say it was between 1970 and 1973, at the absolute latest. My aunt had a miniature Schnauzer. Her husband had passed away maybe a year before this point, and she used to bring the dog over to our house to watch him while she went to work. The dog was very well trained. We didn't have to. We had a backyard. We didn't have to take him out. Sometimes we let him in the back. Sometimes he just went out in the front into the front yard and just a few doors down to take care of business. There was one time when we let him out like we normally did, and he just never came back. You know, I don't know if we got distracted, but we never stood on the stoop waiting for him to come back. I mean, he always just, you know, came back. And I remember distinctly, we looked around the neighborhood. Into the evening, we were driving all around the neighborhood. My aunt obviously left work early when she heard, and she came back, and she was, you know, she was driving around. My father was driving around into the evening, and nothing. We didn't see him. We couldn't find him. But that night, my aunt woke up somewhere in the middle of the night, dead sleep. She woke up, got in her car, and drove to where the dog was. Now, we didn't put up flyers. We didn't put up anything with a phone number saying if found, please call. We really didn't have time to do that. So it's not like anybody could have called her and said, we found your dog. So she, like I say, she woke up in the middle of the night, drove to where the dog was, which was nowhere near where we lived. It was nowhere near where my aunt lived. It was nowhere where she went. It was beside some train tracks. And when we asked her about it the next day, how did she find Maxie? She said her husband Bob told her. Now her husband, as I said, her husband died a year before. But he came to her in her sleep and told her exactly where her dog was. And when she found him, he was all kind of cut up, as if he was thrown out of a moving car, as if somebody grabbed him and tried to take him. And he was, I mean, he was a Schnauzer. He barked a fair bit. So it probably scared off the people that took him, and they threw him out of the car. And we have no way of explaining